right?
Yes.
I can understand if you're bringing this argument for the whole Premier League season, meaning that for you to win the title, for you to win the Premier League
Yeah.
title, you should have a good enough rotation, right? But we're talking
Yeah.
about till the end of December. We're talking about the end of
Yeah.
December,
So
right? It's not an unusual trend. I won't call it as something that, oh, these things are crumbling right now. I want to see
for Fulham, you
us
almost lost.
consistently drop points.
Yes, and for in both games, you almost lost.
Liverpool versus Barcelona, second leg. What did we
Yeah.
do? We came back and we qualified. This is the team. This is mentality. That mentality is still there. The people that were in that squad, not all of them are out of that squad.
Are
Some
still
of them
there.
are still there. Trent is still
Yeah.
there. Van Dijk is still there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a squad that has mentality. We can handle the pressure. But in terms of pressure, don't count us out. We have the people, mentality monsters. That's Liverpool. Or we go there and we draw, but that's the game where there will be goals in that game. Today, I'll be giving you 3 reasons why Liverpool will drop points. Anyways, we'll be arguing it out today. Andy, you're bringing another 3 reasons that I absolutely disagree with.
Yeah.
3 reasons Liverpool will drop points. Are you absolutely sure Liverpool will drop points?
Drop
Because we're
points
flying
before
high
drop points before the new year.
before this new year.
We need to add that. I'm suspecting they will start to drop these points before the new year. So
Okay.
I'm
Well,
ready.
the game that's coming up this weekend is the game against Spurs. And
Yeah.
are you saying that from this game, Liverpool will start dropping points? Are you already giving your predictions ahead?
We can come to those games individually if you want, but generally, I just feel like I have 3 solid reasons that I know that Liverpool, they start to drop points. They will start to drop off soon. It's coming. It's already here. It started already.
Okay.
People have not
Okay.
noticed, right? So
Okay. Let's start with your first reason.
yeah. Simple.
Liverpool don't have a large squad to compete. What do you mean by this?
Yeah, so if you see like title contenders, right? Most of the time they always have a large enough squad. Like even those that are on the bench, they have good people that come on from the bench to change games, right? But and they have a large squad to even rotate. You get, so what this does is that there are less injuries, you have more options when you want to rotate, right? So I don't think Liverpool, if you even pull up their squad, I just want to see your squad.
Okay. But when
Bunch
you
of
say large enough
unknown.
squad, I don't agree with that actually. Like
Yeah,
if you look at
I'm still coming because okay, check their last 5 games. The last
yeah.
5 games you guys played: Southampton, Fulham, Girona, Newcastle, and Man City. The only game and a slot used different people was the Southampton game. The other 4, he used practically the same thing.
That's common. That is
That's
not
not,
unusual.
but that would
It's not
start to
unusual. Like you
affect
have
you.
your starting, you have your starting 11, and then you bring in subs. I mean,
But
most
they,
coaches.
yeah,
I mean,
but
that's usual.
yeah, but they can't keep starting every 3 days. Almost every 3 days. Games are every 3
Okay,
days.
one person that let's mention the players that start almost every 3 days. We say
Yeah.
Salah, Gravenberch, Van Dijk,
Yeah.
who starts in the who have started in the last 3 days consistently. Maybe not Luis Diaz tends to start,
Luis
right?
Diaz,
There are
yes.
some
Yeah.
games. There are some games that actually he has
They
come off the
swap him
bench,
with
and
Nunes.
Gakpo
No,
starts,
but
Nunez
Gakpo is
starts.
always starting. I checked it. Gakpo is starting, Salah is starting, and Diaz. But
No,
sometimes
but
he
there are
swap
games where
Diaz for
Luis
Nunes.
Diaz will start. There are
For
games where
Nunes.
Diaz will start. There are games where Nunez will
Nunes.
start.
Those are the only 2, but the
Gakpo will
other
start.
ones, your midfield the same. Gravenberch and what's his name?
No, the midfield changes. Sometimes it's McAllister, Gravenberch, Soboslai. Sometimes it's
Yes.
McAllister, Curtis Jones, Soboslai,
Yeah.
right? It could be McAllister, Curtis Jones. Sorry, Gravenberch. My bad. Gravenberch,
But Gravenberch always
McAllister,
starts,
Curtis
and
Jones.
McAllister always
Yeah,
starts.
Gravenberch. That's what I'm pointing out. Gravenberch
The
is the
only
only player
person,
in that midfield that
yes,
starts
the only person
consistently.
he rotates is Soboslai with Curtis Jones.
Yes, and sometimes he rotates McAllister. Sometimes he rotates. He brings him out of the game.
In the
Depends.
last 4 games, he's been constant. I'll tell you, I
Yeah,
checked it.
but that's not enough to say Liverpool don't have. Okay, let's go back to the point. Liverpool don't have a large enough squad to compete. I actually
Yes.
absolutely disagree
Yeah.
because look at the front line. Three
Yeah.
attacking men. We have five people that can play well in those three attacking positions, right?
Jota. Yeah.
Jota,
Salah. Yeah.
Salah,
Yeah.
Nunes,
Brother.
Gakpo,
Yeah.
Luis Diaz.
And yes. Yep.
And you look at our defense, right? Left backs,
Yeah.
right backs. We have people that can fit in those positions well. If Simikas
Okay.
is not there, Robertson steps in. If Robertson is not there,
Yeah.
Simikas steps in. Same
Yeah.
with Alexander Arnold and Conor Bradley, right?
Yeah.
Look at our centre back. Konate is on injury. Gomez can start. Kwanzaa can start. It's
Yeah.
well. It's a
But,
that's there's a balance,
but
right?
you say there's a balance, right? But since I feel like since Konate went on injury,
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool started that defense. Liverpool started to concede more goals. It's
Yes,
obvious. From
yes.
he's not the last games you guys drew, all the games you guys drew,
Mm-hmm.
you drew to Newcastle, you drew to Fulham.
Mm-hmm.
He's not been around,
Yes,
right? So which shows
but
something. There's one key thing. It means that
mm-hmm.
defensively, Gomez and what's his name? The other guy you just met, Kwanzaa, especially
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa
Yeah.
he's not reached that level yet. Gomez is
Yes.
okay. Gomez can play center back, but he's not traditionally center, but he can play it. He's good.
But we're
You
talking
get-
about competing. We're talking about competing, right? We're
Yeah,
talking
so
about
that's what
competing.
so
So,
that's what I'm
so
so okay. Your-
Gomez has not been doing absolutely. Gomez has not really been as bad as you're calling it. Yes,
no, no,
he's not
Gomez
a
has been
Konate,
good. Gomez has been
but
good. The games he's
yeah,
played,
it's okay. It's been
he's
good.
been good.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying now is that I know you have how do I say it now? You've mentioned in your defense, you have like one or two people that come in. Your midfield, you have one person that you're rotating. In your forward line, you have about one or two you're rotating. That's simply still not enough. Go and check back and wait. I'll give you the reasons, right? You check that Man City has won 5 Premier Leagues in 6 or 7 years. In 7 years, they've won 5 Premier Leagues, right? What has been the consistent factor? Guardiola has practically two teams. And when we say two teams, the people coming from the bench are of the same level. So they're not bringing people from the bench and the level drops. And that's why you see, even in the last 2 seasons, when Arsenal went toe to toe, apart from Arteta being, let's not go into Arteta now, right? But when
Mm-hmm.
Man City and Arsenal went toe to toe, what was killing Arsenal? What do you think was killing them? Was their bench.
But let me not tell you
As we
something.
kept on
The
using the same people
we're talking
most
about
of the
we're talking
time.
about before the end of the year. We're not talking about the whole Premier League season. Right?
Yes.
I can understand if you're bringing this argument for the whole Premier League season, meaning that for you to win the title, for you to win the Premier League
Yeah.
title, you should have a good enough rotation, right? But we're talking
Yeah.
about till the end of December. We're talking about the end of
Yeah.
December.
So that's the point I'm
So,
raising. That
but what's the
that's
point?
that's that's large enough squad to compete is not there,
Mhm.
and we'll start to see the signs now, right? We'll
But
start to see the tracks.
I don't think right now is when we'll see the sign.
We've already started
I don't
seeing the
think right now.
signs. Newcastle,
I don't think right now
you
is where
guys
we'll
have
see
not
the
you guys
sign.
have not won a Premier League game in the last 2 games. You've not won any Premier League game,
Yes. But
right?
that's not no, but that's expected. Like you will not win. Like for example, teams have lost games, right? But
Yes.
if you look at the amount of games we've lost, it's just one loss we've faced this
Yeah.
season so far. Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest.
Yeah.
It's not unusual to lose one, draw a few,
Yeah.
win
Yeah.
most, right? It's not
Yeah.
an unusual trend. I won't call it as something that these things are crumbling right now. I want to see
And for Fulham, you
us
almost lost.
consistently drop points.
Yes, and for in both games, you almost lost.
Well, Fulham is tough to play. Any big team can
You
almost lose to Fulham.
but you guys beat Fulham normally.
We
The
no
rate
no no
in
Liverpool Fulham is always a tough
is
game.
always tough, but you guys
Liverpool is
you always beat Fulham.
we always struggle against Fulham. We always
Yes,
struggle against them.
everybody
We
struggles
always
against
struggle.
Fulham.
Yes, Fulham is a team that
Yes,
can win us. No, they are
Yes.
a team that can
So
win us. So the Fulham is not like unusual. So I won't
yeah.
really call it as this is enough for us to drop points
But we're
by
still
the
going
end of
to
the year.
get to them.
Okay,
You
let's
see,
let's move to the next
Fulham are in
point.
the category of mid-table team, right? We're still going to get to them later on. So
Okay, let's move to the next point.
I'm going to my next point.
Okay.
So the next question I have for you is: can Liverpool handle the pressure? You as a Liverpool fan, I've started to see the cracks.
There
I've
are no
started to see the
cracks.
cracks.
I'm solid.
The cracks of being at the top and looking
There are
at
no
the back.
cracks. I'm
Hey,
solid. Nothing is
hey.
happening to me.
And who are you scared of? You are
Why
scared
would I be
of
scared?
you are scared of little Chelsea.
Why would I be scared? Why
Chelsea
would I be scared?
they are nothing. You are scared.
We're talking about pressure. Let me tell you a
The
story.
pressure is already
Let me
catching.
tell you a
Let me give my
story.
point. Talk
Okay,
about
let
your
me tell
story.
you a story.
Yes,
We
yes.
were Let me tell you a story about the amazing comeback in the Champions
Okay.
League.
Yeah.
A night in Anfield that will forever be remembered.
Which game was
When what
that?
happened? When was Liverpool versus Barcelona? Second leg. What did we
Yeah.
do? We came back and we qualified. This is the team, this is mentality, that mentality is still there. The people that were in
Yeah.
that squad, not all of them are
Are
out of
still
that squad.
are
Some
still
of them are
there.
still there.
Yeah.
Trent is still
Yeah.
there. Van Dijk is still there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a squad that has mentality. We can handle the pressure. You understand? We should
Yeah.
have won the Prem last season, if not because of some few games towards the end that we started dropping points
Dropping
drastically, and I
points.
don't know
Yeah.
what happened. And I can agree that last season maybe we didn't have a large enough squad, or the new boys we got
Yeah.
were not up to par. But in terms of pressure, nah, don't count us out. We have the people, mentality monsters. That's Liverpool.
Okay.
Mentality
So
monsters.
so that's the thing. So first of all, I feel like now there's, like I told you before, offline I told you, I said those that you top most of the time, you top the table by December, you don't end up winning the
Mhm.
league. That's always been the case in the Premier League. 70% of the time.
Are you saying the time we won the Premier League, when we
Mhm.
won the Premier League under Klopp, we were topping the
Mhm.
table even by December. We were
You
topping the
top
table.
from the start of the season to the end.
We topped. We
No,
didn't. How many games? We just what? We
it
didn't
was
lose a
one.
game. Did we lose a game that season? I felt like
I
we
can't
drew.
remember.
I can't really remember the details. We might have to check that,
I
right? But
feel
then
like I feel like
we
that. I
did.
feel
We
like that
did.
season.
We
I
did
feel like that
amazing that
season.
season.
I think like I feel like that season, Man City started top of the table and they dropped off like towards October time. They dropped off and you guys took over. But the thing is that you guys have been on top from the start of time. Can you remain on top till the end of time? We've
I
not
think
seen it
so.
happen.
I think so.
That
It will be a.
pressure
It will
is
be a
too much.
first.
That
It will be a
pressure is
first.
too much, right? And we start to see the cracks, right? You guys are going to your next game is with Tottenham.
Mm-hmm. Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs. Now those guys, even as they are Spursy, when they see big team, feel like there's a joy that rises up in them. They become a
For what
different beast.
happened to us last season, the way they
Yeah,
cheated us, we are going to make sure we go back
yeah,
and show them. Get that win, get that W. The way VAR cheated us the last time that we were in Spurs' house, it's not going to happen
yeah.
again this year. We're going to do something different. But
Okay,
anyways,
so before I go to my third part, what's your prediction of the match?
Spurs Liverpool. Spurs
Yes.
Liverpool, win or draw Liverpool. I see this being a 2-2, kind of like a 2-2 draw or a
So
2-1
you are
win
seeing
for
yourself dropping
Liverpool.
more points.
I that's a game where I can see Liverpool dropping
You
points
should be beating Spurs.
because no
You should
no
go there and beat them.
wait. Spurs, you can't just say that you go there and you beat Spurs. Yes, we can. It's not like we can, but then anything can happen in a Liverpool Spurs game. Anything can happen.
Okay.
Anything can happen.
See.
And
So
I saw this on that club. Anything can happen. So it's like I say we go there, we
yeah,
win, or we go there and we draw. But that's the game where there will be goals in that game. There will definitely be goals in that
there will
game.
be a lot of goals. So
There
it's
will be lots of goals. I
who
see.
scores
Yeah,
more. Okay.
it's who
Now you
scores
talk
more.
of your next game after that. I think it's on Boxing Day or the 27th. You guys
Hmm.
play, I think it's Leicester.
You should beat
in
Leicester.
Anfield.
Yeah,
You should beat Leicester. You should beat
yeah,
Leicester.
should
You
beat
know that they
Leicester.
are
Yeah.
under a new manager bounce.
Nobody
Van
cares about
Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy,
with an a
rude
slot
boy,
ball versus Van Nistelrooy.
rude boy.
The only rude boy I know, the only
You
rude boy
guys,
I know is in Nigeria.
okay,
I don't care about Van Nistelrooy's ball.
okay. Let's
We
give
should be
you guys.
beating Leicester. We
Let's
should be
give you
Leicester.
guys
Anyways,
Leicester. What of West Ham?
we should beat West Ham. I mean,
Should beat. You should. It's the same
yeah,
thing as
Leicester,
people.
West Ham.
Liverpool said you should beat Fulham. You should beat Newcastle. Right. Anyway, Newcastle, you guys struggle against Newcastle normally, right?
Yeah,
So
Newcastle, they are always a pain. Yeah.
I'll go on to my final points, which is
Mm-hmm.
very obvious, right?
Mm-hmm. What's your final
When
point?
let me give my analogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me give my analogy. When you play the game, I don't know if you've played the game of poker, right? You don't, yeah. Just stay
Here
with
we
me,
go.
stay with me. I just give you some good story. When you play the game of poker, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't show all your cards,
Okay.
right? The people that win
Mm-hmm.
the game of poker, the masters, they don't show all their cards. Like, you know how
Okay.
the game is, you show some, but at the same time, you want to know what that person is all about. But if the other person shows us his card, then you know that almost his game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing and his slot is doing. First of all, he's shown everybody there is only controlled football, mid block in the midfield, sitting in the midfield and choking that the mid. Anyway, if you win the midfield, if you win that's the first thing on winning a game. You win your battle in the midfield first. I
Mm-hmm.
quite agree with that. But
Mm-hmm.
controlled football, I don't think is enough, especially for the smaller teams or mid-table teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It might not be enough to overcome them because those guys they don't come out. An example was Fulham. I watched that Fulham game.
Yeah.
Fulham, they just stayed back defending,
I think control football
right?
has its benefits.
And
I think
that's
control football has its
yeah,
benefits. Like when you look at how we play as a team,
yeah.
we let you we reel you in, we let you get comfortable. We have our high attacking moments where we press and attack. We have the moments where like we control the game, manage the game out. I think this is the major benefit of control football, and I think that playing control football would definitely make the players not get injured too quickly. You understand?
Okay.
That's something to think about. Like there's so much benefits of control football. So
Yeah,
yes, it might look like this is what's expected from Liverpool. I still
yeah.
don't see it as a bad tactics. The game of winning the Premier League title is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You want to
Okay.
preserve as much players as possible. You want to be as controlled as possible. It's all about the W. It doesn't matter how we get the W. Just win.
Okay. You've said that it's fine with control football. Now
Mm-hmm.
let me now go back to history. Let me take it
Okay.
because history matters in the Premier League.
Yeah. Fair.
History, it always
Well,
repeats itself.
history matters, but we're in a different era of football. But let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
by in a
go.
different era, but I will not tell you
Let's
that
go. Yeah.
there is
Mm-hmm.
no Liverpool team.
Mm-hmm.
Go and check your history, and every
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool fan in the world should hold me account. Let me not say, but almost every Liverpool team that won the Premier League,
Mm-hmm.
none of them played. They didn't play this type of football. It was always
It,
attacking football,
it doesn't matter. There's a first
right?
time for everything.
Okay, so
There's a first time for
we'll
everything.
see if this will be the first time. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that controlled football.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to meet mid-table teams now. Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
I put Spurs in mid-table. Leicester.
Sports beat table.
They are mid-table. Where are they? Put up the chart. They are mid-table. Come on.
Okay.
People say they are top six. Come on, they are 10th. They are mid-table to
Yeah,
me.
well,
Is what the
it
table
works.
says, right?
Yeah, it
So
works. Yeah.
imagine you are playing these teams. You played Fulham, you drew to Fulham, right?
We beat Brighton.
You beat Brighton.
We can beat Brentford.
You can.
We've
Are
beaten
you sure
United.
are you sure you can beat Brentford?
Yeah, we'll beat Brentford. Not even you can. We will beat
Okay, but
Brentford.
not with the type of football you are playing.
We've beaten United.
You've
We'll beat
beaten
United
United.
again. You know,
You've beaten Newcastle. You guys drew to Newcastle. You are
we
playing
drew to
West Ham.
Newcastle. We'll beat West Ham.
You will beat. You are sure you beat West Ham,
Yeah, we'll beat West Ham.
and you are sure you beat Crystal Palace.
Definitely. I know that Crystal Palace game is always a game where, like, I know, wait. I know Crystal Palace is always a game where we're like, okay, we're not sure what's going to happen in that game because, like, Crystal
Yeah.
Palace, when their house, they're always very stubborn with us. Like, it always kind of ends in a draw. Yes, I can see one of the games being a draw, but Crystal Palace were more than capable of beating
Okay.
them.
Do you want to bring up the list? Let me tell you the ones I feel like you guys will drop points in.
Okay.
You've dropped points in Fulham. You can beat Brighton because Brighton, they are full on attacking, so they don't
Yeah.
even play like a mid table. You can beat Tottenham
Mm-hmm.
because they are full on attacking. They don't play like mid
Mm-hmm.
table, although they are mid table. You see Brentford, you
Yeah.
drop points. Newcastle, you drop
Okay.
points.
Mm-hmm.
Man United, they are not good enough. West Ham,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really predict that West Ham game because it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Depends
with
on
their,
what.
it depends on, first of all, if Lopetegui will still be in the job,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because, like you said, he might even be sacked. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing well. Crystal Palace, you drop point to Crystal Palace. The
Mm-hmm.
current Crystal Palace I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
you drop points to them. If you play the same, if you played the same control football you are playing, you drop points to them.
But
That's
that's the
what I
benefit about this control football is like its control does not mean that we don't have games we get into and we don't attack, right? It's just a very
but
balanced form of
and the
football.
yes, and the evidence, like, it is obvious when most of your first halves, you guys don't score in most of the first halves.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like most of your first half is nil-nil. Most of the Liverpool games I've watched this season, first half is always nil-nil, 0-0.
Then
The
second
second
half.
half that he does that, his team talk, things change. But for how long would you do that kind of? I don't know. How long do you want to do that?
Yeah. You know what they say, like even during the club when Klopp was manager, it was like the club team that comes out at second half is always a different team
Different.
from the club team that started in the first half.
But
So
club team always attack you from the onset.
yeah, but it had its pros and cons, right? And one of the cons of that is,
Injury.
considering a lot of goals and
Yeah,
injuries. I
injuries.
mean, two of the things that come off of that.
You're
So,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, control football might not be crazy, but I don't know
So
if we're going
and
to be
that's the
dropping
thing
points.
now. Like I said, like when you're playing a game of poker, you don't want to show all your cards, right?
Hmm.
Is there any other tactics or any other way he can play?
I
Right?
I think, yeah, I
I've not
think
really
I think.
seen, during Klopp's time, I saw a kind of football where Klopp always did these very long balls. If you notice,
Hmm.
like extremely long balls. That's why Trent was so important. No matter what you told him, Trent was like gold to him because Trent can pick you out from box 18 to your own box 18. He'll pick out the right pass,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
this season
So
Trent has really been a hit or miss.
yes,
So.
so now I just feel like this control football is not just enough. You guys need to mix it up. Longer balls, more of these longer balls that Klopp used to. No, let's not mention Klopp, but longer. Liverpool always played that game. You guys have always used longer balls, right?
Hmm.
From when I've watched you guys, quick long balls. You keep it moving from the time of Benitez and the rest of them, right?
Hmm.
So Benitez didn't win anything, but he didn't win Premier League. But yeah, I feel like there needs to be, this guy needs to show us something else,
Hmm.
right? An example is that I'll just conclude with this. Maresca now, there was, when Chelsea started the season, there was
Hmm.
an issue of playing out of the back, conceding goals. He changed
Hmm.
everything. He stopped. Sanchez now just throws the ball long to Jackson. He changed the whole thing. Sometimes even in game, he plays out of the back. Sometimes you just see him shouting that you should go long, which is
Hmm.
like, you see that, like, you don't know how do I. That's why I say in a game of poker, you don't show. He's not shown. Maresca currently has not shown all his
Hmm.
cards.
Hmm.
I don't really know what to expect. For nobody knows what to expect.
Hmm.
It feels like nobody knows what to expect, right?
Okay. I mean,
Ateta is one-sided.
hmm,
Do you
yeah.
get what
Before
I'm
we,
saying?
yeah, but yeah, in relation to, like, I know my final thoughts in relation to us dropping points. I know, like, we want to see more dynamic ways Liverpool play. I
Yeah.
see this being fine. I mean, why make something a problem if it's not already a problem, right?
Okay.
It's just like crying wolf, right? Or I mean, I feel like it's like if we until we start losing games and really dropping points, then I can
But
become
you've started
concerned and say,
dropping points.
well, a couple games, but you're making it seem like we're constantly dropping points. A couple games. So I want to see this happen. I want to see us have a problem, a real problem, and then I want Anistot to go and tweak things. But for now, let's see what happens in the sports game, man. Let's see what happens.
Okay,
Liverpool
so if
win.
you guys drop points to Spurs, would you say is a problem?
If we drop points to Spurs and drop
Yes.
points to Leicester, then
No,
I
drop
will say it's
points
a
to
problem.
Spurs.
To Spurs now, because Spurs game is hit or
It's
miss,
tough.
man. That's a game that is a tough game anyways, right?
No,
So
but if you drop points to Spurs and Leicester, then there's a problem.
then there's a problem. Then there's a problem. Then it means that maybe some of your reasons are actually reasons. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Okay.
thank you guys for listening.
For watching,
I
yeah.
guess to this points in the episode. But yeah, let us know what you think, comment, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye.